Hey everyone, this is UC from iTradePrice. It is July 11th. Just welcome to our weekly chart review. So let's get started. Amazon chart, you can see it has been in a massive bull run. This is a weekly chart, higher highs, higher lows recently. And if you just kind of take a step back and look at this overall picture, so this was sort of a weekly bull flag right here. It broke out of, and if you were to take the height of this flag pole, which is about $800 from the bottom here, from $1,600 all the way to $2,400, $2,450, that's about $800 to $850 worth of price. That is this flagpole height. So if you are to copy that and make a measured target, it becomes 2,400 plus 800 is 3,200, or 3,250 if you want to just kind of call it, if you want to give it a little bit of room. So 3,250 becomes sort of the measured target, and we are almost right there, and moving $30-$40 for Amazon is not big of a deal. So look for that level and see how it reacts to that level if we are to open strong on a Monday morning. So that's that we're getting close to our measured target here on a weekly time frame. If I am to drill to a daily time frame, let us delete that. We don't need that. Still in a nice uptrend, higher highs, higher lows, more bullish trend bars. There's no big long bearish trend bar down, and even in 4-hourly you will see there's more bullish trend bars, and the bearish trend bars would not get any follow through to the downside, hence the uptrend, right? If I'm to drill down to 2-hourly chart, the last session Friday, this was more of a sideways move rather than an upward move, right? We opened strong high, we dropped, and then we kind of just chopped around all day. Yes, it moved up, but it was on an overall time frame. Yes, it just couldn't break its high of the day, which is 22.15, from where it kind of made that high in the beginning of the day. Still in an uptrend, still making higher highs, higher lows, but just kind of getting heavy here. And watch for this 32.15, which is a resistance now, which is also a weekly high from previous week, and anything over and above, we can see 32.50, and that is sort of a zone, measure target zone from the weekly time frame that we talked about. Okay, and if you are to just kind of take a trade, sort of a setup based trade, you can look for this bearish Hikake play on this, based on this 2-hourly. We have this big outside bar, then we have this inside bar, and then follow inside, and then another bar follows up of the inside bar. Is a higher low and a higher high, and then we still have another higher low. However, if we are to break down the low of this inside bar, which is 31.72, you can look for shorting below 31.72 as it breaks down, and kind of target the low end of this outside bar, which is somewhere close to 31.35, or even somewhere in the middle. Moving $30-$40 for this stock is not that big of a deal anymore, because it's such a high price stock at 3,200. Even 1-minute bars are like $10. So you just have to be careful for small account owners. If you are trading that, you have to be careful that this can move and go against you very quickly. So just be careful. Okay. Apple. Let's start with the weekly time frame. Still in a nice uptrend, very strong uptrend, higher highs, higher lows, and there's been very little pullbacks, if you can see that. And in the daily time frame, we are in this nice upward channel, and you can see some pullback in this channel where we would kind of make this move up, touch this trend line, uptrend line, channel top, go back up, touch that, go back down, and then we go back up, and now we are in this this up channel, top trend line. Let's see if we make another attempt towards 390, 392 area, which I believe we did that this past week. If we are to drill down to a 4-hourly time frame, you can see this long wick, which was maybe, I think, made in the pre-market or something like that, but we kind of really got rejected heavily from that channel top trend line, and then just moved sideways all along both on Thursday and Friday. So even the market made higher, Nasdaq made a higher high, closed at almost at all-time high. However, Apple couldn't follow up or give us a strong bullish close. It's kind of sideways, and this 385 zone has been hard to break out from. And if you are to just zoom in a little bit, this double bottom daily is in 378.7. So that area becomes support now. Anything below that, we can look for a quick move down towards 376.40, or even below that if sellers come in hard around 372. And again, we will still be in an uptrend. This will only be an intraday pullback that we can consider. Yes, if sellers come in heavy, it can go all the way down towards 369. That's where all this the bottom channel trend line also comes into play, so we can look for a support or a first stretch bounce from there as well. However, if we are to go back up, 385.3 is the area to look for any further move to the upside. But just be careful, because we did not get any move hard to the upside both on Thursday and Friday. So we can see if it gets failed here and goes back to down. If we get another 2-hourly bar or a 4-hourly bar rejected over here at 385.3, we can target the 378 area, because that means we're seeing some resistance and maybe some double top here, kind of a play. Okay, so here's the Microsoft weekly chart. You can see it has been also again in a nice uptrend. This 185, 186 was a heavy resistance which it broke out of the few weeks ago, and since then we have had this nice massive bull trend bars, okay, which kind of closed above the channel now this past week. So you can see we had this 184 strong support, we had 193.5 as strong support, and now let's see if this 208 area serves as a strong support on any move down, since we're kind of moving in that direction. Going into a daily time frame, we are comfortably above the channel top, so that can act as support. However, if we are to break down off that 211, I would look for this channel top trend line to be broken as well, and see if 208 provides any support, since we have multiple touch points here where the stock kind of bounced up from last week. So that becomes the support. Anything below 208, we can see 205 and then 201.70, and that's where in a daily time frame that 20 SMA kind of coincides, so that can act as support. So we can kind of fall through this and just quickly bounce back up if 208 is broken. So look for that kind of move. Okay, but again, Friday was a weak day for Microsoft, relatively speaking, while the other tech stocks were running, like Tesla and Roku and all that stuff, Netflix, but Microsoft did not participate in that run up. It gave us this weak bar, which could not even go above the 50% of the Thursday daily bar. So a little weak name to kind of consider if you're bearish on the market overall. Okay, let's go to Netflix. What a nice bull run in this. Again, nice big breakout, green daily bar, a little nice volume as well that kind of came through. So let's go into a daily time frame. Nothing much, but we can see probably some upside move and then kind of chop and sideways and flag type pattern. And if you want to just kind of time your entry on a pullback, look for this trend line to be support on like a lower time frame and see how it acts. In a 4-hourly time frame, 541 becomes the support now, as that is the bottom of the 4-hourly bar, this doji looking bar. So we can see some sideways action while this these short-term moving averages kind of catch up. Okay, Nvidia. Okay, in a nice uptrend, but at hitting the channel top right now. So you can see, actually let's go with the weekly time frame first. So nice weekly breakout trend bar, but hit the channel top and then kind of pause right there. If we are to make another move up, I will look for this channel top to be broken out and see how it holds that area. However, right now, daily time frame, every time we have touched this trend, this channel top line, we have kind of pulled back a little bit. And given we did see a red close on Nvidia on Friday, I won't be surprised that if it kind of goes sideways to a little down towards 409, or if a stronger pullback comes, we can kind of test 400 and 395 area on the pullback. Look for this trend line, short-term intraday trend line, to be broken. If you are trying to play the puts, I'll kind of keep an eye on that as well. But 4 hourly, we have this nice inside bar. Let's see what happens, but there's more I can see resistance up top here, and we can easily kind of go back down towards 409 area if this thing is broken. And if on any heavy selling, this can easily go towards this more psychological number of 400. Okay, that's where probably these 20 SMAs will also kind of catch up. All right, let's move to BA. This is the one on my list. As you can see, I like this name to trade if this thing kind of behaves. You can see we had this red weekly bar right here towards the start of June, and since then we have been really congested. Yes, we have made lower highs, but it's just kind of not breaking down either, and it has held this $169.5 $170 area nicely the past few weeks, right here, and then it bounced back up, I think. So let's look at the daily time frame. You can see, let me kind of zoom in a little bit nicely on this. Okay, so daily time frame shows a little bit of nice picture. You can see this downtrend line, and this was the support where it kind of kept bouncing up from, or was not breaking down from, 180. However, we did see on July 7th it broke down, and since then it has made lower highs. But Friday we have this bullish piercing pattern here, where the stock opened weak, went down, but then closed all the way towards the top range of its day and more than 50% above its previous candle. Okay, so that's a bullish piercing pattern. I would look for a move above 181 for call sides, and then hopefully a follow through and a break out of this downtrend line. Anything below this 169.50 means it's breaking down, because it has held this level on multiple occasions previously here in the recent past. So I expect this to be a little bit of support here in the market, because it just held this level right here, so it's looking nice. And this 20 SMA, this is 50 SMA right here, can kind of provide support on any move towards the downside. So to look for that. But for right now, based on the daily time frame, bullish piercing pattern looks very nice in this name. And let me see the 4 hourly. Yeah, it looks even nice in 4 hourly. This kind of 3-bar pattern, where you have this big bullish trend bar and then a little bit of follow through. So that looks nice. 181 being the resistance up top, and also a trend line resistance here that we can look to kind of play on the call side if this gets broken on the upside. ROKU, everybody's favorite this past week, third, but really did well, as we had been kind of pounding on the table that look for this trend line to be broken on the upside, and it did. The price went really kind of stretched all the way from 130 all the way to 160, so a nice $30 weekly bar, very nice. And now if we are to kind of continue with this momentum, this is sort of a cup and handle formation. You can see a big cup right here and followed by a handle. So the measured target of ROKU, if we are to take the top of this cup and handle as, let's say, 135, and the bottom here becomes let's say 60, so that's about 40 and 30, like about $90, right? So $90 worth of, so from, if you add $90 from 130, that's about 210. Again, I don't think I'm going to hold that long if we were to play at the upside, but that means the pressure is on the upside and we can just kind of flag here and go for another breakout above 160 and all the way towards 170 or even further up towards $180 range. Okay, let's look at the daily time frame for this name. Yeah, so this was the resistance zone. Every time it would come here, we will see this top wicks, but eventually it broke out and gave us a nice bullish run. So again, we did close a little weak on the day, but again, not weak in terms of that it was red or anything, but just we did not close all the way towards the top end of its daily range, somewhere here in the middle. But again, still bullish, nothing really concerning here on the downside. Again, I would look for bounce plays rather than playing the the rejections or being heavily bearish on this name, because I expect it to kind of flag here, make some sideways move, and then eventually break out further away from this 160 towards 168 and 176 eventually. So look for this this name. Alright, hope you guys like this video, and if you have any requests, please send us a note and we'll be happy to take care of. Thank you.